What is going on, guys? It's your boy Swiffer here and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to complete every single Easter challenge inside of the brand new Dead Rails update. Now before we get to this video, make sure to like and subscribe as well, really appreciate it, and it does help the channel a lot. Yeah, let's not waste no more time and get directly into this guide. Alright, now the first challenge we're going to end up doing is going to be the Eggstravaganza challenge, where you have to collect 6 golden eggs around the map. Now I'm going to show you all of these locations and how you can end up getting these golden eggs very easy and very simple. So let's go ahead. Alright, so the first area you're going to end up finding some golden eggs is going to be over here at Fort Constitution. This is probably going to be the first location you end up seeing, as I'm pretty sure in this game mode all of the little boss areas spawn in the exact same order. But yeah, the first area you're going to end up seeing is Fort Constitution. You're going to want to go in there and we're going to be looking for 2 eggs. Now, the first egg is very easy to end up spotting. It's going to be behind this little house thing right here. As you guys can see in this footage, I had ended up finding it right here. And that's the first egg. Now you're just going to go ahead and clear out some of these zombies so you don't end up dying trying to get all of these eggs. And the second egg is also really easy to end up finding. So as you guys can see, I'm clearing out some of these enemies, but the second egg is going to be over here at the top right corner right here, as you guys can see. So just go ahead, run all the way over here, and as you guys can see, we've collected 2 out of the 6 eggs, and that's it for Fort Constitution. You can end up looting this whole area if you guys do want to help progress your game. But yeah, as you guys can see, we ended up catching the first 2 eggs, and now we can go ahead and move on to the next egg. All right, now for the next area, we're going to be over here inside of the Sterling Town. This is where we're going to end up finding the 3rd egg. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to end up going inside. Now you do not need to collect the jade tablets, you just need to go inside and grab the egg. So what we're going to end up doing is going over here by the entrance and using a piece of dynamite to open it up. Just in case you've never been to Sterling Town, this is how you end up entering in just to begin with. So just go ahead, grab some dynamite and use it on this little wood entrance, and it's going to end up blowing up the entrance and you can end up entering in. So as you guys can see, we just ended up blowing it up and now we can end up entering. Now it was nighttime, so in this footage I was using my torch to, kind of light up the way a little bit. And once you end up going inside, you're just going to go straight and then you're going to hook a hard left and you're just going to keep going straight. Okay, so yeah, there's a little bit of enemies in my way, so I'm going to just go ahead and kill all of them enemies and stuff. But yeah, you're just gonna keep going straight. You know what I'm saying? I turned around right here, to make sure I don't die. And yeah, be careful because a bunch of enemies are gonna end up spawning on you as soon as you end up entering in this place. But yeah, just go ahead, go straight, and then make a right, and right there is gonna be the golden egg. As you guys can see inside of this minecart, there's also the jade tablet behind me. But yeah, we don't really need to collect the jade tablets and stuff for right now. You're gonna have to do that later, but right now we don't have to do that. And yeah, we can end up moving on to the next egg. Alright, so now for the next 2 golden eggs, we're going to be inside of the castle. Now, you're going to have to clear this area out. There's going to be a bunch of enemies here, but once you end up doing it, the first one is going to be over here by where the vampire knife is, inside of the corner behind this barrel. Go ahead and pick that up. I had also picked up this vampire knife, and there's a bunch of bonds in here, so yeah, very good area. And the next one is going to be in the room adjacent to this room. So what you're going to want to do is just go ahead, go over to the right room, and it's going to be over here in one of these corners. So just go ahead, turn around, and it's going to be behind those turrets right there. I had ended up looking in this one because I thought it was right there, but yeah, the egg is right there. You're going to go ahead and collect it right there, and there's a bunch of guns and stuff as well that you can end up stacking on as well. But yeah, these are pretty easy eggs to end up finding. It's a little difficult because this area is kind of hard, so make sure you're a little stacked up and stuff, but it's well worth it. You're gonna have a bunch of resources after. And now we can end up moving on to the last egg. All right, now moving on to the last egg is gonna be over here inside of the Tesla lab. Now in my opinion, this is probably the easiest egg to end up getting, as you technically don't have to fight any enemies. All you simply have to do is look behind this little electrocutioner chair or whatever this is, and as you guys can see, this is the last egg, 6 out of 6, and there we go. We ended up getting the achievement right there. This challenge is very easy, and you don't have to beat the game. All you have to do is collect all 6 eggs, and then the giant Easter bunny will end up spawning at the end of the game as well if you want to do that boss fight. And you don't need to build the Tesla boss to spawn that boss, and I don't know why people have been saying that you do not have to do that, but yeah, we ended up doing that, and now we can end up moving on to the next challenge. Now moving on to the next challenge is going to be the UFO challenge, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is probably one of the most difficult Easter challenges to end up doing, but yeah, it's well worth it. I think it gives you like 50 bonds and 9 stars, so it's a very worth it challenge. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult, but let's just go ahead and get into how we're going to end up doing this. All right, now the first thing we're going to end up needing is going to be the jade mask, and we're going to have to run through Sterling Town right quick. Now if you don't know how to run through Sterling Town, don't worry, as I'm going to give you a little quick guide that's going to pretty much sum up how you can end up running through here and unlocking the jade mask. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, now you're going to have to find 4 jade tablets, and the first one is very easy. It's going to be inside of the church, inside of the as soon as you walk into Sterling Town. It's the easiest tablet to end up finding, and that's going to be 1 out of 4 jade tablets that you're going to have to end up collecting. And now for the last 3, we have to go inside of the mines, and we're going to end up finding it inside of here. Now moving on to the second Jade tablet, it's going to be over here inside of Sterling Town. So as I said earlier, when I had went over the golden eggs, what you're going to want to do is open that little door entrance with the dynamite, and you can end up entering inside. Now you're going to clear out all of these enemies right here, and you're basically just going to end up going to where that golden egg was earlier. So just go ahead, hook a hard left, don't even like do any other extra turns, make a right, and it's going to be right behind this golden egg, as you guys can see right here, as you, like literally right here, guys. Just pick it up right here, and then we can move on to the third egg. All right, so now from where the second tablet is, what you're going to want to do is you're simply just going to want to head straight forward. Now once you have ended up starting to go straight, what you're going to want to do is just hook a left right here, and there's going to be a couple little pathways. Make sure you clear out all the enemies, because there was a couple in my game. But yeah, once you end up doing this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to end up making a left right here. So go ahead, make a left, follow this little railroad, and then just hook a right here. Now once you end up going right, you'll see a couple of coal, a little bit of gold nuggets. You can end up grabbing that if you want. It's valuables. Once you are here, just simply make a left right here, and behind these 3 barrels is going to be the third Jade tablet. So just go ahead, pick those up, you know, do what you want with those. And as you guys can see right there on that pedestal is going to be the third Jade tablet, and we're going to have to come back to this room later, but yeah, we can end up moving on to the last Jade tablet. All right, now from that third Jade tablet, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up going back out of the exit that you ended up entering in. Now from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to make a left right here, as you guys can see, and make sure you pick up some dynamite, because you have to blow up some more wood later. So just go ahead, make this left, and as you guys can see from the railroads, all you're going to want to do is just follow it down, and then you'll end up seeing some torches down at the end of the hallway, and there you go, guys. As you guys can see, there's a little boarded up area right here. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead, like we've been doing this whole time, throw your torch down right there, and just put your dynamite on top of it. You might have to go ahead and throw it a little closer, and yeah, once you end up blowing this up, there's going to be the last Jade tablet, some gold over there, and there's going to be the mask, which we're going to end up needing later. Now once you end up doing that, as you guys can see, we have all 3 Jade tablets. You can go ahead and get this last Jade tablet, and we have the mask that we need. Now one other thing you're going to want to have is the Jade sword. Okay, very important. It's technically not required for this, but I promise it will literally make your life 100 times easier if you get this sword. So go ahead and pick up this mask, and then you're going to want to take those Jade tablets back to the room. Yeah, once you've ended up making it back to the room, just go ahead and put all 4 of these tablets, and then you're going to hear a loud opening sound. I don't have the audio on in this gameplay, but yeah, you'll end up hearing a loud audio sound. Then you're just going to want to walk inside of the room, and then literally lying on the floor is going to be the Jade sword. As you guys can see right here in this footage, the Jade sword right there, a bunch of bonds and gold as well. You can end up collecting that as well. But yeah, go ahead and get that Jade sword. It's going to be useful later, trust me. You're not getting this for no reason. Go ahead, grab that, and then we can end up moving on to the next item. All right, so the next item we're going to end up needing is going to be a tamed unicorn. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to need a saddle, and you have to find a unicorn, and you have to tame it. It cannot be dead. It has to be alive and tamed. Now if you cannot find a unicorn for whatever reason, this is where the Jade sword is going to come into play. You're going to want to basically just kill as many horses as you possibly can until you end up like kind of reanimating it, and every single horse you kill has a chance to be reanimated into a unicorn. It's very little, but if you can't find a unicorn for whatever reason, you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna want to just kill these horses with your Jade sword. And that's basically what a lot of people have to end up doing, because these unicorns, they're pretty hard to end up finding. Now for me, once you end up finding a unicorn, just pop some snake oils, because you're not gonna catch it on foot, and then you can end up running ahead and you can end up getting the unicorn. Once you end up getting the unicorn, all you're gonna want to do is you could either ride it or you can end up storing it, but basically you have to keep this unicorn safe for the whole entire game. This unicorn cannot die, otherwise the UFO will not spawn, guys. I'm making that very, very clear and apparent. So yeah, just go ahead and get a unicorn, and that's going to be the next live unicorn with the saddle, and that's going to be the next item we're going to end up needing, and we're going to need 2 more items. All right, now moving on to the next item we're going to end up needing is going to be the vampire knife. Now I'm not 100% sure that you can end up spawning inside of the game with the vampire knife and just using that one. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but just to be safe, I would end up going ahead and going inside of the castle and getting the vampire knife. Now honestly, in my opinion, this is probably one of the hardest things to end up getting, because the castle is probably one of the most tough boss locations. But yeah, just go ahead, you're gonna want to go in there prepared. If you have some Easter eggs, go ahead and use them now, because this is a pretty difficult area to end up clearing up. But yeah, what you're gonna want to do is just end up clearing the castle, or you don't even really technically have to clear the castle. You can just run up there and grab the vampire knife. But once you end up basically being safe enough to go up there, you're just gonna want to go right here inside of this coffin. This is the same location where the other egg is, and just grabbing this knife, and now you have 3 out of 4 items, and then we can end up moving on to the last last item for this achievement. All right, now moving on to the last item you end up needing is probably going to be the easiest one to end up getting. It's going to be the Tesla boss brain. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to end up going over to the Tesla lab. As you guys can see in this footage, this is the same footage where I had ended up completing the golden egg achievement as well. But yeah, you're just going to end up run to the top right room, and as you guys can see, there's going to be the brain in the jar. Go ahead and grab this, and now we have all 4 items, and then we can end up moving on to the last part. And just for the record, you do not need that portal for this achievement. I know a couple of people have been saying you need the portal as well. You do not need the portal. I ended up doing it without the portal. I was a little shocked actually, but yeah, you don't need this portal. That's for an entirely other achievement. But yeah, now that we got that out of the way, we can end up going ahead and getting the UFO achievement. All right guys, now at this point, what you're going to want to end up doing is making your way over to the 70,000 meter mark. Now from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to climb up the fort, and you're going to look right, and you're going to see like a kind of a little stand area where you'll end up putting all of the UFO stuff at. So basically what you're going to want to do is just end up heading over straight right. Even if you don't end up seeing it like far in the distance, just head right, and eventually you'll end up finding the podium. As you guys can see in the distance, I see a little white kind of block thing, and that's exactly where the podium is, and that's exactly where we're going to end up heading. I had ended up using my unicorn for mobility as well, but yeah, just go ahead and head over there as quick as you can. All right, now once you have ended up making it over to the UFO podium, all you're going to want to do is just put down all of your stuff. As you guys can see, I had ended up putting all my stuff down, which is these 4 items right here, and you don't need the portal. I had thought you needed the portal, but you don't need it. As you guys can see, it popped up before I ended up getting it right there. But yeah, you ended up popping up the achievement, and now you're just gonna want to wait like probably like 10-15 seconds, and the UFO is going to end up coming down, and there it is in all of its glory right there. It looks absolutely awesome, and it's going to end up spawning all of these eggs down. It's going to spawn like 20-30 pieces of eggs, and you can end up taking this to the final area to help you like beat the game. It makes like the final boss area really easy to end up doing. But yeah, as you guys can see, we've ended up completing this Easter egg, and now we can end up moving on to the last achievement, which is going to be the portal unicorn Easter egg thingamabobber. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to that. Now for this last achievement, it's going to be the Unicorn Island achievement. Now this is probably the easiest one in my opinion. It's not really difficult per se. You're going to want to have a couple things of holy water, 2 on the low end, 3 to just be safe, you feel what I'm saying? So go ahead and loot a couple of towns until you end up getting all of this holy water. Now from here, what we're going to want to do is, first off, we're going to want to get this portal thingy. You'll end up finding it on the left room. Go ahead and pick that up, and then we're going to want to rebuild the boss. Okay, so as you guys can see in this footage right here, I had ended up kind of going past that little Tesla thing. But yeah, what you're gonna want to do is we're gonna build a contraption outside. Okay guys, so yeah, don't build the Tesla boss yet. We're gonna have to build this little contraption outside just to help, you know, speed things up. So what you're gonna want to do is just lay the portal outside and put some like kind of rods right there. Okay, and what this is gonna do is this is gonna attract lightning and kind of fuel the portal up before we even start fueling it up. So yeah, as you guys can see, I'm kind of doing a little demonstration right here. We're making this portal right here, and yeah, kind of like that. And you're just gonna want to have it like this for a little bit until, you know, we end up finishing the boss little zombie run. So yeah, what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna build the whole entire boss, and then we can end up doing this little lockdown sequence. So yeah, now from here, what you're gonna want to do is kind of angle yourself exactly where I am. I'm kind of like posted up in this corner a little bit, and don't mind that outlaw right there. That's that came from one of my eggs. But yeah, basically you're just gonna want to stare down this door right here, and it's a very easy sequence to end up doing. It's gonna take you around like 2 minutes ish to end up completing it. So yeah, you're gonna want to use your rifle. Make sure you have a bunch of ammo. I accidentally made that mistake before I had to start the run all the way over, but yeah, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't apply to now. Just make sure you have a bunch of ammo so you don't end up dying. There's gonna be probably around like 60, 70, 80, 100 zombies spawning. So yeah, just make sure you're keeping your distance, don't like move around too much, and this is a very easy lockdown to end up doing. You're gonna do this until you see the little lightning strike. As you guys can see, it's about to strike right around now, and there we go, it struck. And then we can end up going ahead and grabbing the Tesla gun, and we can end up moving on to the next step. Alright, now once you have ended up grabbing the electrocutioner off of the ground, what we're going to do is go over to our train and weld the lightning rods in the portal to the train. Okay, so go ahead, make your setup kind of how I do right here. It should be fresh in the morning as well once you're doing this. And yeah, basically once you end up doing this, all you're going to want to do is just keep shooting at the portal. So just go ahead and keep shooting at this portal. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up just a little bit, you know, because this takes a little minute. But yeah, pretty much what you're going to want to do is just keep striking this portal with lightning bolts. So just go ahead, keep shooting it and keep shooting. Now, how we're going to end up reloading is going to be where the holy water is going to end up coming into play. So what you're going to want to do is once you end up running out of ammo, simply all you want to do is drop your lightning gun and throw it in the middle, like go ahead and drag it. Then throw your holy water on it, and it's pretty much going to end up recharging the gun. As you guys can see, you're not going to take no damage for this holy water. So yeah, don't really mind going into it. And yeah, the lightning is also going to help, you know, like kind of, you know, strike it up and stuff. So So yeah, you're gonna have to do around 2 to 3 cycles of holy water, more than likely 2. I don't think I've ever used 3 holy water strikes, and yeah, as you guys can see, probably gonna need one more holy water and then we'll be good. So yeah, as you guys can see, we ended up running out of ammo. We're gonna use the second holy water right here, and it's gonna end up turning on right in a second. I think the holy water actually ends up turning it on. So there we go right here. As you guys can see, the portal is open, as you can see, in all of its glory, and then you can end up entering inside. And once you end up entering inside, it's gonna end up teleporting you over to this unicorn island thingy, and it's a little weird, but yeah, that's gonna end up completing all 3 of the Easter egg challenges. And congratulations, you've ended up completing every single Easter egg challenge inside of Dead Rails. And that's gonna end up ending it for this video. I hope you guys did end up enjoying the video. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe, as well. Really appreciate it, and it does help out the channel. Again, happy Easter everybody, and yeah, bye.